So here's my argument. Seems like Democrats and the media haven't learned their lesson. The American people, the American voter, heard Donald Trump say, if you vote for me, I will deport people in the country illegally. And the Democrats said, you know, enforcing the law makes you literally Hitler. Well, Caroline Leavitt, first day on the job, took this on head on.
I want to take a moment to go through some of these extraordinary actions. On day one, President Trump declared a national emergency at our southern border to end the 4-year-long invasion of illegal aliens under the previous administration. Additionally, President Trump signed an executive order to end catch and release and finish construction of his effective border wall. By using every lever of his federal power, President Trump has sent a loud and clear message to the entire world. America will no longer tolerate illegal immigration, and this president expects that every nation on this planet will cooperate with the repatriation of their citizens.
We really do have a new sheriff in town. No longer are we going to have some bald-headed twerp named Alejandro Mayorkas sitting in a comfortable office telling us that the border's secure. The newly minted Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, came right here to New York to ride along with ICE as they picked up hardened illegal immigrant criminals.
Here in New York City this morning, we are getting the dirtbags off these streets.
There is a new sheriff in town. Now, remember that issue in Aurora, Colorado, where Tren Diargua was literally taking over apartment buildings? There was that back and forth with J.D. Vance and Martha Raddatz, where she said it was only a handful. And he said, do you hear yourself? And we were told by the local police it wasn't Tren Diargua, that there really wasn't a problem. Well, the ringleader, you could see him right there, of the gang that was, in fact, smashing in doors and charging rent and intimidating, dare I say, terrorizing people in Aurora, he has now been arrested by ICE and will be prosecuted as a terrorist. That makes Trump literally Hitler, doesn't it? Well, you know what's amazing about this is if we take a little walk down memory lane and listen to the past 3 Democrat presidents, I don't remember them being called Hitler when they had harsh rhetoric on immigration like 30 years ago, Bill Clinton.
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years.
How about Joe Biden running the second time in 2007? He said he would never tolerate sanctuary cities.
Would you allow these cities to ignore the federal law regarding the reporting of illegal immigrants and, in fact, provide sanctuary to these immigrants?
The reason the cities ignore the federal law is the fact that there is no funding at the federal level to provide for the kind of enforcement at the federal level you need. Pick up the New York Times today. There's a city not far across the river from my state that imposed the similar sanctions. And what they found out is, as a consequence of that, their city went in the dumps, in the dumpster. Stores started closing. Everything started to happen. And they changed the policy. Part of the problem is you have to have a federal government that can enforce laws. This administration has been fundamentally derelict in not funding any of the requirements that are needed even to enforce the existing law.
So, Senator Biden, yes or no, would you allow the cities to ignore the federal law?
No.
Okay.
So that city went into the dump, and he wants more federal enforcement and thought George W. Bush wasn't doing enough. How about Barack Obama in 2014?
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
So I guess they're all literally Hitler. There's a new sheriff in town, and it's time to enforce the law. And that's my argument.